Rock band Kiss touched down in Melbourne this morning ahead of this weekend's Grand Prix. The self-proclaimed greatest band in the world assured fans there'll be no disappointments when they hit the stage this Sunday.
Things you can count on. Another bright, shiny day, beautiful women, and a Kiss concert to kick you in your ass.
They'll be joined by the Osbournes, Rachel Griffiths and Danny Minogue at the four-day event. 70s rock gods Kiss are promising fans will be blown away when they perform at the finale of the Melbourne Grand Prix. And they say it's time to bring back some good old-fashioned rock and roll.
You deserve better. You deserve the best. The reason we're on stage is because you're goddamn bored and sick and tired of these bands getting up on stage and not giving you value for the buck. We're going to get up there and warning to all low-flying planes, Kiss is here.
We not only want to live up to the legend, but we want to exceed it, and we will. That's why we're here.
Humble fellas, the concert kickstarts the band's Kiss Alive 35 World Tour. After performing in Melbourne on Sunday night, Kiss will head to Sydney and then Brisbane. We'll have those stories and plenty more in state editions of 7 News at 6 o'clock, but that's all from the 4:30 News team for Wednesday. I'm Samantha Armitage. Have a great night, and we'll see you again tomorrow afternoon.
Legendary rockers Kiss have given other bands a slap in the face as they prepare to launch their world tour at Sunday's Grand Prix in Melbourne. The supergroup has called modern acts pathetic, declaring only it can generate Kissteria.
Let me tell you something. We're going to kick your ass. And I mean that in the very nicest way.
They've been getting dressed up for 35 years. Back again to play at the Melbourne Grand Prix.
After 35 years, how comfortable are you pulling on the lycra and putting on the war paint?
The great thing about wearing lycra is that you could probably get into my outfit with me and it would still fit.
Paul Stanley, that's him too, and Gene Simmons are the original members. Watch out for Gene. He's the one with the tongue.
Thank you very much. I didn't know it was yours.
He thinks everything of Kiss and not much of others. Rock
and roll is in a pathetic state. Bands think they can get up there and just strum their guitar. Here's my new song off my downloaded thing. It's ridiculous.
They've been coming to Australia since the days of Norman Gunston.
We just sort this out now. Which one is the construction worker?
Do you ever get tired of this?
Are you kidding? It's like winning the lottery and then somebody asks you if you get tired of paying taxes.
They're coming to Sydney and Brisbane too.
The reason we're on stage is because you're goddamn bored and sick and tired of these bands getting up on stage and not giving you value for the buck. We're going to get up there and warning to all low-flying planes, Kiss is here.
Paul Marshall, 7 News.
There was lots of kiss and tell going on in Melbourne today, where the band launched its new world tour. The group, including the two founding members, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, is still going strong after 35 years.
So much fun. We're going to do it. We're going to get up there and warning to all low-flying planes, Kiss is here.
Kiss hits Sydney next Thursday, and boasting that they still have the energy to rock and roll all night, they're promising plenty of bang for your buck.
Rockers Kiss, who've arrived in Melbourne for their post-Grand Prix show on Sunday, which will kick off a 35th anniversary world tour. The lycra might be a bit more snug these days and the makeup fills in more wrinkles, but the lads reckon what they've got to offer beats more modern acts hands down.
One of the things that we're doing...
Rock and roll is in a pathetic state. Bands think they can get up there and just strum their guitar. Here's my new song off my downloaded thing. It's ridiculous. You deserve better. You deserve the best.
Well, rock and roll is big business these days, and no one understands that more than American band Kiss. 35 years after their first performance, Kiss is back in Australia to kick off another global tour with a concert at the Formula One Grand Prix in Melbourne. But underneath the loud music, the big tongues and the makeup are some astute business brains, as Neil Woolridge discovered.
The United States might be suffering an economic slump, but one of the country's biggest musical exports still says,
Good economy or no economy, you know, we gave up doing this for money a long time ago. We do it because we love it, but we still like being paid, so you can pay us.
Warning to all low-flying planes, Kiss is here.
Kiss is celebrating 35 years in the music business and says despite America's financial woes, the market for live entertainment is as strong as ever.
I think, you know, the concert business is pretty much bulletproof. I mean, people will you know, they're staying home. Okay, they're not traveling abroad as much because they don't have the money and stuff that was going on. So, if anything, it helps our economy. We're kind of recession-proof.
Forbes magazine estimated that Kiss earned $48 million from its 1996 reunion tour. And while those heady days are behind them, concerts are just one part of the group's marketing machine. The Kiss logo can now be found on clothes, toys, even condoms and a funeral casket.
There's not many bands who could do something like that, you know, so we just figured that between that and the condoms, we could get you coming or going. You know?
We sell about 2,700 products around the world. So we're the largest and biggest merchandising band of all times and have been for years.
Despite that output, Doc McGee wants to avoid saturating the market. Some argue that led to a drop in the group's popularity in the 1970s. Now Kiss's focus is on the top end of the merchandise business.
Our displays of dolls and things that we do, they're collectibles. So they're not on the same rack with Power Rangers. They have their own Kiss dedicated to Spencer gifts. And it's just keeping the quality there.
It just has a timeless quality as well as the music, and that just seems to relate to kids, new kids and everything. So it's a special and unique thing.
He's right. Don't you want shoes like this?
And the deluge of products continues, even though Kiss's last recording of new songs came out 10 years ago. Kiss co-founder Gene Simmons is an unashamed capitalist, appearing on Donald Trump's Celebrity Apprentice and running a marketing business.
Simmons Abramson Marketing is the worldwide branding marketing company for the IndyCar series, including the perennial and iconic Indy 500. This is our third year. And it's coming to Australia.
Although one suspects without the face paint and platform boots.
Never say we don't give you diversity.
To start the Albert Park Grand Prix in late afternoon won't be enough to stop Melbourne from losing the race. Eccleston wants our Grand Prix to be run in the middle of the night to maximise European TV audiences.
Veteran rockers Kiss are promising to deliver on Sunday when they take to the Grand Prix stage.
We not only want to live up to the legend, but we want to exceed it, and we will. That's why we're here.
But Formula One boss Bernie Eccleston says Melbourne is not delivering, insisting the Grand Prix must become a night race to please international audiences.
Bernie wants his own way.
He always gets, not only does he want it, Neil, he gets it.
And he wants a night race.
Yeah.
Eccleston's approach causing Middle Park residents opposed to the noise of the race to label him a standover man.
That's his nature. And that's why to a degree, why he succeeded. He's trying to bully the state government.
But the move to a 5 p.m. start has pleased traders, particularly restaurants and bars.
So it's a bonus for us for the weekend. It's quite busy.
We do more at night time, so people out later, more people come in.
Aussie Formula One star Mark Webber spent today helping fellow sporting stars gear up for the Fiat 500 Celebrity Challenge.
If someone's really close in front of you, can't really get past them, give them that good old touch.
Alicia McMillan, 7 News.
We're the kings of the nighttime world, baby. That's my mommy. That's her. That's our daddy.
That's my mommy.
That's my mommy. Who's your mommy?
And that's why they're the bad boys of rock. James Tobin catches up with Kiss. You're watching Brecky that wants to rock and roll all morning and party every afternoon so he can go to bed early. Brecky that gives the others a real licking. It's Thursday on Sunrise.
Live from Brecky Central, Koshi and Mel.
There he is. We think James might have picked up a few tips from the boys. He'll tell us about that a little bit later on.
20 minutes to 8 o'clock. Well, they're living legends. Kiss have been a band for 35 years. They've sold over 90 million albums worldwide.
Well, the band is in Melbourne for the Australian Formula One Grand Prix, and Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley sat down for a bit of a chat with our entertainment reporter, James Tobin. James, good morning to you. These guys have a pretty fearsome reputation. What were they like?
They are absolute rock stars in every sense of the word, but when I sat down one-on-one, they were actually they were real gentlemen and quite shrewd operators. You'll know what I mean. Take a look. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley. It's an absolute honour to be sitting in front of... Isn't it? Kiss. It is. Now, you've been doing this for 35 years and you've continued to grow and you've continued to have success. How do you do it for so long?
Well, you have to do what you love doing, and hopefully if you succeed in the long term at what you're doing, you'll look back on today and say, you know, you found what you love doing and you believed in it. We sing about what we love doing, what we believe in. We celebrate life. We do things that are basically ageless.
You're both now fathers of teenagers. Are you direct with your teenagers? Do you show them the way to go about life, or are you very free with them and let them choose their own path?
Love your mother, fear your father. There are different philosophies and different ways of doing it in every household. I am a contradiction in lots of ways. I've been together with the same girl 25 years, Shannon Tweed, and in terms of Sophie and Nick, you are not allowed to fart without my permission. You're not allowed to say bad words, potty words. There's no smoking, drinking, or getting high. I catch you once doing that, you'll find your pretty little Beverly Hills ass in the middle of a desert in a work camp. And you have to love your children enough to give them tough love. Thank God it hasn't come to that. Everything's fine.
What about you, Paul?
I think the most important thing is after all the talk is done, you have to lead by example.
But how cool is it to have us as parents? Come on.
Yeah.
Your parents go to the doctors and lawyers and barbers. Look at us. We're the kings of the nighttime world, baby. That's my mommy. That's right. That's our daddy.
That's my mommy.
That's my mommy. Who's your mommy?
You guys have obviously managed to keep such a great relationship, whereas other bands, you know, they have feuds, they break up. How do you maintain your relationship?
There are elements in Paul I find in no one else. A responsibility and an integrity and honesty besides the good looks and the musical talent and all the rest of that. I'm the proudest guy in the world to share that stage with this guy. I shouldn't be saying this because now he's going to have one over me.
Start crying.
Oh, yeah. But at the end of the day, no matter how sane you are, as soon as bands, and they tend to, as soon as you bring in alcohol and drugs and that stuff, you can't be in a band with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It won't work. Whether you're on a footy team or in a band, you have your disagreements, but as long as you're straight and have respect for each other, you have a chance of surviving.
I have to ask before we go, can we please have a look at the tongue? That is amazing. Can you touch your nose? Thank you very much. Have a great time in Australia.
Have a good brekkie.
Wow. What a great level, sensible bloke Gene is.
And imagine
Sensible.
James getting a talking to as a kid from a father dressed like that.
Yeah, okay.
I was quivering my boots before I went into that interview, but they turned out to be lovely.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to stand up against him.
What did they
Especially in
teach
those
you?
boots. They're about 7 feet tall. Now, they taught me something, and I've taught Michelle and the girls. We have a try? We're hopeless at it.
Just keep practicing.
We got nothing on Gene Simmons. Nothing.
And James, you've got nothing on my partner here. For my 50th birthday, I was going to say last year, but the year before, my partner dressed up as Kiss, and Nat did, and they did the tongue and the whole lot.
And you didn't know who we were when we walked in.
No, I had no idea.
Wow.
They were great.
Wow.
All right, mate.
I would love
How's
to see
Brecky
those
going?
photos.
Now guys, hold on to your hats because the F1 is back. Yes, this year, down in Melbourne town, the legendary Kiss will be performing for all you racing fans. Get your makeup out and start practicing your air guitar as the boys perform at the F1 tomorrow for 2 massive hours. The boys don't make it out to Oz very often, so if you love glam rock, then no one does it better than Kiss.
Nations are more likely than Sydney to pinch the great race, according to the Premier. Colourful characters have also had their say on the controversy in the build-up to the event.
With the Grand Prix in need of resuscitation, who better to give it the kiss of life? A band that can boast the financial success and longevity the race is still striving for, and a welcome endorsement.
You're dealing with something that doesn't need to be fixed. And, you know, when you go to a party, the person who wants to know when the party is going to end is the person who doesn't want to be there.
But perhaps one slight qualification.
Well, the first thing F1 is doing right in their entire history, glorious though it might be, is to have Kiss involved.
Short-term tasks the priority at an event with an uncertain long-term future. New South Wales is exploring the option of pinching the race in 2011, but Victoria sees a greater threat from abroad.
The big competition really is from overseas. You've got lots of countries around the world, whether it's China, whether it's Russia, whether it's the Middle East.
One of Australia's biggest Formula One identities, former team owner Paul Stoddart, says federal funds are needed to keep the race in Melbourne.
It's such a strong investment. All these other countries that are paying $50 million for a sanction fee and using their Grand Prix to support sports tourism, they can't all be wrong.
The financial factors in Formula One can't be underestimated. Young gun Lewis Hamilton playing down reports his McLaren pay packet is worth an estimated $140 million over 5 years.
It's obviously a bonus that we're paid to do it because obviously we need to live as well.
Live and live well. Cameron Bowe, 10 News.
And there's more in tonight's sport. Here's Stephen.
Finally tonight, Formula One's big spenders have splashed some serious cash at the annual Australian Grand Prix ball. Rock stars Kiss prompting the glamour crowd to open their wallets for charity.
Some are rich, some are famous, a few are both, but all are out to impress at the Grand Prix ball. The glamour not lost on a true rock and roll superstar.
Well, the girls all wear makeup and perfume. It would be disingenuous and insulting of us to ignore them, wouldn't it?
At the other end of the musical spectrum, Welsh opera star Catherine Jenkins happy to mix genres.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
What do you reckon you'd talk about?
I have no idea. Probably the mutual thing is music, so probably we'll start with that. I have no idea.
Miss Poland Barbara Tatara looking for maximum impact with a minimum of dress material. At $750 a head for the paying guests, it wasn't just the company which was select. The entertainment from an acrobat who could teach the drivers a thing or two about how to spin a wheel, daredevil inline skaters and super athletic hip-hop dancers was well received.
The Grand Prix ball, many things to many people in the room tonight. For some it is a social outing, others a massive networking opportunity. For most people in the room it's the opportunity to get a photo taken with a member of Kiss.
Paul Stanley living up to his superstar status, donating the jacket off his back to go with a painting and a signed guitar to raise $40,000 for the Prostate Cancer Foundation. All up, more than $180,000 raised for the charity. Cameron Bowe, 10 News.
Not everyone's here for the on-track action. A lot of people going down here, believe it or not, just to socialise. Mark Howard found out why at the Grand Prix ball.
Formula One is all about glitz and glamour, but no more so tonight than at the Grand Prix ball. Drivers are swapping their race suits for dinner suits as Melbourne gets set to party. The ball had it all. The world champ was in attendance. There was even a bit of break dancing. But beyond all that, everyone was sent into a spin by some ageing rockers without their makeup on. Kiss. Now, Liz, you are a bogan from a long way back. You must be happy Kiss are here.
I am. Look, I'm in touch with my inner rev head this week, so I couldn't be happier getting to race cars, go fast, and then come to a night like this.
Mr. Walker, big fan of Kiss, are we?
Great fan of Kiss. And tonight I think you'll see an extraordinary Kiss help with the auction for the charity, prostate cancer.
I actually went to their concert in 1980 at Viewfell Park. I was 7 years old. My brother was 12, so him and his mates went. They threw me over the fence, didn't pay.
Gene, is it going to be a quiet little subtle show as you boys are talking about, or are you really going to get out there and rev it up?
What do you think?
I'm tipping you're going to rev it up, mate.
You're probably right.
How loud?
How loud? Wow. Some of the girls may break their water.
Mine as it might seem a long time ago, but did you used to sport the Kiss mullet and the big hairdo?
In fact, I had a bit of peroxide happening, mate, so I didn't have a go with the makeup, but I certainly had a bit of hair work happening. We didn't have gel in those days, mate. We just used to, use a bit of the Brill cream and just smooth it down, my friend.
Brill cream, you are getting old.
What is it? Is it Grecian 2000 or something?
Similar brands of music, yourself and the boys from Kiss?
Totally, yeah.
Can we go to the break?
Leo Thayer doing Kiss. Nah. Same era, though, and equally entertaining and successful. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from the Formula One drivers who are most successful in qualifying this afternoon. Well, Shane Warne and Kiss, what more do you need at the Formula One ING Australian Grand Prix? It is just one kaleidoscope of colour and excitement on and off the track. We have V8 supercars still to come. We have the race, the big one at 3:30, the Formula One Australian Grand Prix. Mark Webber midfield, but very quick. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes.